What's up, YouTube? How are you doing? Good to have you here for another round of Elliott Waves, and we've been going sideways for the past hours. So let's see if New York can do anything with regards to the price action, either moving up or moving down, because it's been interesting, but at the same time, of course, pretty boring in a way as well. I mean, we can't complain. We had enough volatility earlier, so of course, with price moving to the downside here, so yeah, nothing to complain. Of course, especially Monday was a great day, but so far today has been very, very sideways. How you doing, Mark? Welcome, Patrick, Mr. Seep. Looking handsome as always. You look handsome as well. That name, man. It's the name. Yeah, good to have you here. So in today's live stream, of course, we're going to cover Elliott Waves and what we can expect locally. We hit the 382, as I will show in a second as well. We also bounced on a little bit of support, which is the low of the 2-hour gap, which I will also show in a second. And as you can see, I got an 886 on my chart. So I'm going to cover Elliott Waves, and then we're going to chatting and Q&A, probably online for about an hour. You know, New York is opening in 30 minutes. So let's see if anything happens in this 1 hour, right, at the beginning of New York, or at least moving into New York. And then there is other stuff to do as well. Oh, Bill, hasta la vista, Barbie, welcome. Kevin Young, good to have you here. By the way, something that I do have to mention as well is that the Koenztrading caps have been ordered, which means the hoodies, the caps, and the t-shirts are all ordered for the giveaway winners when we hit 10K. And the caps are embroidered with the Koens logo in the front. Yeah, very, very, very nice. And I look forward to receiving them here at home. They will arrive, I think, between 15 and 17 this month. So I need to wait a little bit. And then, of course, also you, because they will first arrive here. And then I'm going to send all this stuff around the globe, as I already got the packaging. I already got the cards, and I need to handwrite them. And then it just... everything goes to the Philippines and America and Africa and wherever. Okay. That being said, I have an alarm at the low here, and I also have an alarm at the high. So whenever we are on higher time frames, I will know what is going on locally. About that 886 touch, by the way, if we zoom in here and you take a fib from the low to this high, we touch the 886, right? And the 886 increases probabilities to take the low. Now, if we want to count this as an impulsive structure, where this is then a wave 1, and then all of this has to be pretty much a wave 2 structure now, you of course pull it from that low to this high, because you start with a flat in that case. So that means you have to do this, and then we didn't hit the 886. The problem is, however, that if this is your 1 and then a 2, it's a very long wave 2 compared to your 1, lowering probabilities that is indeed a wave 2 for an impulse. So it would be interesting as well to actually hit the daily naked point of control that we have just below. Now, with regards to the 2-hour gap I mentioned, just doing this quickly before jumping into the analysis, this is the low of your gap, right? So we had a gap over here. It was tested once, acting as support, price moving up, closing a candle inside. Next candle ends the gap, a bit of support so far. And we also hit the 382 Fibonacci, taken from the low to the high. So that is pretty much the support locally. I would still like to see the daily naked point of control with the potential of lower prices, as that would, for me, be better support. But it's not about what I want. It's not about what I want or what I look forward to or areas of interest. It's about what price wants to do, and the only thing we can do is keep an eye on the probabilities. So at the moment, there's not really been any clear signs of support. We had a bit of bullish CVD divergences, 15-minute higher low in price, lower low in yellow as well as on blue, but then the 886 got touched, moved back to the golden pocket, which is common, as we know. And that reduces probabilities for those bullish CVD divergences as well. So again, take it from the low to the high here. And then the 886 was touched, price moved back to the golden pocket, something we just generally see a lot. Right? So yeah, let's see if we get some action on the chart while we are live. Would be very interesting indeed. And see if my alarms go off. I also have an alarm just above the daily naked point of control, another one just above this box, and then I have one at about 62.9, just above the local price action of today, just so I know what's going on. What's up, everyone? The ones joining, Serega, welcome. Thomas Tribula, how you doing with the raccoons emote there? Good to have you here, Thomas, and welcome to the team. Joining yesterday, right? Good to have you there. You know the pullback yesterday after it hit the 618 retracement. I like to say thank you, but now I'm actually already thinking, what did I say yesterday? I'm always so involved with what is happening now. I think yesterday it was the low of the gap, no, Rob EV? Wait, what was yesterday? Yesterday was Tuesday. So it was the, oh yeah, it was the low of the gap. Right, yeah, that's it. Yeah, so the 1 hour gap. That was it. Yeah, so there were two areas of resistance, daily naked point of control and the low of the gap. We hit the low of the gap, found resistance, and have been moving down since then. So yeah, that was very, very nice indeed. I do like my levels to be hit and respected. My alarm went off, which pretty much means that we didn't take the low yet. So apparently my alarm was a little bit higher than the low. But nice timing, by the way. Getting hopefully some action. Oh, what a boring day, but we might be live at the right time. Oh yeah, looking forward, yo. Yeah. Patrick, big impulse of resistance. With all of that resistance would be a gift of God. There is definitely some resistance. Also the rejection at the target box here. The main two areas of support, daily naked point of control and the blue box here. Those are the two that I keep an eye on myself. Lucian, welcome. Dogon, welcome as well. Sihil, Cithrix, Rob. It was the wave 3 and then the retracement. I take the compliment. I take the respect here, but I already forgot what happened. Something with the 618, yeah. Yo, got to work on my memory there. But cheers, Rob EV. I mean, also thanks for your comment recently where you mentioned the low of the gap to the dollar, right? Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Okay, that being said, let me actually put another alarm just below the low here because we're gonna zoom out to the 4 hour time frame. We covered the weekly time frame in the update this morning. So I actually don't really like to cover the weekly as it's always something like it doesn't change quickly, right? It doesn't change very quick. So it's nice to talk about what's happening locally. With regards to the bullish scenario, I'm very patient with counting this at the moment as a whole. This is much more interesting. And I think in the live stream yesterday, or I don't know, I think yesterday, I said at the moment, all you have to do is look here. Everything here is at the moment pretty irrelevant for the structures on the right side here, right? Probabilities are higher. This is an impulse. Then you have to label it either a wave C, wave A, or a wave 1. But if this is a wave C, it needs to be part of a flat A, B, C. Wave C didn't take the high of A. Running flat is very rare, never preferred unless all of the other stuff fails, and the other stuff in this case is labeling this a wave 1 or a wave A with the invalidation below. So currently the probabilities are higher. This structure is a wave A or 1 in that case. So that is why, and now we took the low. That is why I don't have any bullish count on my chart. I mean, I have the folders, but I just prefer to keep an eye on what's happening here locally. Instead of also having all of this with the bullish count, because in a bullish count, this is your low, right? And you're looking for 1, 2, 3 continuation, or you need to end the wave C preferably above here for a bigger W, flatten X, and then a wave Y. So yeah, let's jump into the 1 hour time frame, right? So we hit the 382, which was quite nice. A little bit of support together with the 2-hour gap low. Not too much. We now took that low as well after hovering here for a while. Common target area for your wave 2 is the blue box, right? 0.5 to the 0.786 from the low to the high of wave 1, 61 to 51.4K. And inside this area, there's two main areas of support. The daily naked point of control that we are probably going to visit in this live stream at 61.750. And then we have the bigger support area down here, 59.5 to 60K, right? This is definitely an area of interest. If we lose the daily naked point of control, then just below we do have a 2-hour gap. So on the 2-hour time frame here, we have price, right? Order block on the 2-hour, impulsive candle up, another red candle over here, creating the gap, right? So we do have the gap top at 61.356 on my chart here, and then the gap low is pretty much in confluence with the golden pocket. So below the daily naked point of control, we do have the gap as a bit of support, but if we start to close a 2-hour candle in here, even a 1-hour candle, right, you can go one time frame lower, it does increase probabilities to fill this gap to the downside. And then next up is the target box at 60K now. So very interesting indeed. With regards to the levels of support, very, very clear as well, makes it easy to look for strength and proof of support, because price is moving to the downside. We just wait for price to show us any signs that it, of course, wants to move to the upside from an Elliott Wave point of view. So here we then want to see a wave 2 and then a continuation up in a wave 3, impulsive. The 382 is an uncommon target for wave 2, but a target nonetheless. The 886 is very rare. So if price does move down to the 886, 57.5K, it significantly reduces the probabilities that we are looking for a wave 1, 2, and then a bigger wave 3 to the upside, expecting price to move to the higher end of this range, like towards 70, 72, even maybe 74, 75K, right? Taking new all-time highs. So that is pretty much what we are looking for here. And then the scenario, if you go down in the time frame, I'm not sure if I think I removed that one from my chart, is if you do go to the 15-minute, then inside wave 2, you are, maybe the 1 hour, that's enough. You are looking, of course, for a 3-wave structure in a wave 2. And based on the structures at the moment, the highest probability would be an ABC structure. So a 5, a 3, and then a 5-wave move to the downside in a zigzag. And that is potentially the end, or a zigzag becomes a wave W/wave A. Let me have a look at time. Take a fib time from the low to the high of wave 1. Toggle on the wave 2 time target area. We already passed the 0.382, which is positive. You do like a wave 2 to end after the 382 preferably, which is now the case. Any low we make is at least after the 0.382. So that's perfectly fine. That's what we like to see. We don't want this wave 2 to range very long. Moving towards the 4 and the 5 fib time would be a negative. The 4 fib time sitting on Sunday, the 26th of May. So that is not something we like to see. Preferably we make the low of wave 2 and we end wave 2 before reaching that 4 fib time on Sunday, which does not necessarily mean you're out of the range here, meaning the range between the high and the low. You could like range and range and range and then make, end wave 2 and then get a wave 1 and a 2 and then continuation up. So you can reach the 4, but we don't want price to still be in a wave 2 at that moment in time. So fib time wise, we're doing good as well. Okay, and that's pretty much the bullish scenario, as we're looking for price to then move towards the upside after seeing some proof of support. Keeping an eye on volume at the moment. So far, we made a new low and lower volume, but time. This candle still has 45 minutes to close. So let's see what the volume does. The most bearish scenario here is price moving to the downside impulsively. And here we then have a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, impulse down. Now, I do at least like to cover it because you always need a bearish scenario. But this structure definitely doesn't have the highest probabilities. Even if you do take the low here, there's other structures that have a higher probability, but this is your most bearish structure. So here you have a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, and you're going to be looking for a massive impulse to the downside where your target is going to be below 15K, which of course at the moment we're at 62, and it doesn't have the highest probabilities for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, wave 2 hit the 886, rare for wave 2, common for a wave B or a wave X, increasing the probabilities. The moves after are corrective, increasing probabilities to take the high sooner or later. Reason number 2, the blue wave 1, which is a lower degree wave 1, because in red you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in blue, inside red 3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The blue wave 1, being a lower degree wave 1, has a longer, or so wave 1 in blue is longer in time and in price compared to your red wave 1. It's not a rule that it is not allowed to do it, it just reduces probabilities if it does, because it is a lower degree wave 1, so preferably it is shorter in time and price compared to your higher degree wave 1. So it just impacts the probabilities in this case. And then finally, if your wave 2 here is finished, it is a running flat in an ABC, and a running flat is very rare, never preferred unless all of the other stuff fails. If we do want to end wave C above wave A, we need to count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then your wave 5 is going to be behind the vertical line over here on the chart, which is a 1/5 time, comparing wave 2 with wave 2, right? Taken from the low to the high of this big 2, the red 2, to the low of wave 1, comparing the two 2s with one another. This is a lower degree wave 2, so preferably should be shorter in time and price, but if we do move up taking the high of A, it is longer in time. And it reduces probabilities once again. Now naturally, on the lower time frames, pretty much the only bearish scenario would be a impulse to the downside, where I can actually even remove this, where simply we label this a wave C, and I don't care if it's an A, B, C, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. It has to be a wave C, as you're going to be looking for price to move down to take the lows, right? So this is your wave C, and if we do want price to take the lows, we need an impulsive structure to the downside to begin with. So we need to label this a wave 1, 2, and then we're going to be looking for a wave 3 to the downside. This means that we want to see price moving to the downside on increased volume, preferably also having a bit of a parabolic look to the downside in this case, not the upside. But at the moment, the probabilities would be higher for a 3-wave structure in an A, B, C. Did we actually hit the daily naked point of control now? We still did not, interestingly. So 61,750. I do like the lines to be like hit, but we didn't yet. My alarm hasn't been touched there as well. So this is the bearish scenario where, of course, at support, we just want price to tank through support, pretty much. That's your bearish scenario. But yeah, at the moment, it's not the highest probability scenario, as labeling this a wave C would mean a flat ABC running flat, very rare, never preferred, unless all of the other stuff fails. Labeling this an ABC would result in a flat structure, but this is now an expanding flat, and then a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. And an expanding flat is rare, never preferred, unless all of the other stuff fails. However, an expanding flat here would have higher probabilities than a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, and a big wave 3 to the downside, because the double 1, 2 has 3 very big reasons why the probabilities are reduced. And here it's just an expanding structure is just rare compared to contracting structures. And labeling this move to the upside looks better as an impulse than a corrective ABC. So that's that. Now we hit the 886. The probabilities of the update this morning played out, of course, right? Taken from the low to the high. Price hit the 886, expecting the low to be taken, which has happened soon after actually uploading the video, which is nice. So we can remove this one from the chart. And something that is, I think, interesting to talk about as well is this. So for the bulls, the 618 is going to play an important role, for the bears as well, by the way. But for the bulls, it's actually even more important. So if we're looking for a corrective structure to the downside, 3 waves in the bullish scenario, labeling it a wave 1, 2, 3, right? We expect continuation to the upside, looking for a retracement, a 3-wave structure to the downside. We're looking at an A, B, C at the moment. Now with an ABC, after wave C, which can end on a high amount of volume, and also wave C can be quite extended, by the way, but you like to see price moving towards the upside and hit the 618, wherever the low of C is going to be. So you take it from this high here to wherever the low is, right? Because if this is a wave 3 and we continue, and then a 4 and a 5, the invalidation for a wave 4 is the 618. In other words, the moment the 618 is touched, right, if we have more confidence that a wave C over here is finished and you move up and hit the 618, it increases probabilities for a 3-wave structure and then the high to be taken. Because for an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 4 is not allowed to hit the 618. So in other words, as price moves down, potentially on increasing volume, we'll have to wait and see what price does. Didn't yet hit the daily naked point of control as well. What we're going to be looking for eventually is a range to form. If this range moves up and hits the 618, probabilities increase locally for price to take the highs. If this range is going to be similar in time compared to wave 2, and then drops to the downside, the probabilities do increase for a potential impulse. So the length in time of the range is important because it has to be similar compared to wave 2. If it is a lot shorter, it's not relevant, right? Then we just look for an ABC. Like this range over here, we don't identify this range as a wave 4 matching this wave 2 here at the moment for a very bearish impulsive structure, right? But the 618 is important as it invalidates a wave 4. And that information is of course useful when trading Elliott waves as well. Now we have bullish CVD divergences, but we have them on the 1 hour time frame, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. I just closed my tab accidentally instead of clicking on it. So the 1 hour time frame here, the yellow CVD is absolutely tanking at the moment. Higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. As you can see, blue as well, almost actually. So the blue line not there just yet, but getting there. However, preferably what I am looking for is a local support, right? Yes, we can have bigger bullish CVD divergences on a 1 hour time frame, but if on a 3-minute or 5-minute or 50-minute time frame you continuously create bearish CVD divergences, these have a higher relevance, right? These have a higher probability. So what I like to see, as also with proof of support, is seeing more local strength, right? Bullish CVD divergences or whatever you like to use yourself with the tools that you master. So that is pretty much it, right? That's pretty much what we're looking for at the moment. It's very much focused on the recent structure here towards the upside. This is currently where the shit is happening, right? The 4 hour time frame, it's all good, all nice, but this is now the structure that needs the most focus, as the rest of the range has now become a lot less relevant since this move to the upside over here. All right, so this is going to be our focus for the upcoming days. And that's also why in the morning update earlier today, at least my time zone, I uploaded a video where I started on the weekly time frame with the analysis and then jumped immediately to the 1 hour time frame, skipping the 4 hour time frame completely, right? Which is the range, because it's just for the bullish scenario, it's not relevant. So yeah. That is pretty much it. Now, I completely forgot when I started because I didn't check the analysis. It's currently minute 26, so it's nice, short, and sweet. I gotta put the timestamps on quickly because I need to write a pinned comment for everyone jumping in. The analysis has just finished, but I need to see when I started the analysis with a pinned comment and I put the time in. So the last message was, I think, the ones I read was Rob EV and Patrick. So I think 3:06, which was about 20 minutes ago, 18 minutes ago, and that means pretty much started at 10 minutes, I suppose. So let's put 10. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. So it should be around 10 minutes into the video. Of course, after the live stream. After the live stream, I will put in the timestamps. So yeah, it should be around 10 minutes that we started. Okay, can it bounce before the 61750? Always, absolutely. It's just that we try to identify support resistance areas, right, that have a higher probability of being hit and potentially look for some support if we see some strength. Price can bounce absolutely anywhere, right? It doesn't have to bounce on the levels that I have. However, it commonly does, or at least not that it creates a bounce and up we go, but you see some reaction there, right? You see price ranging, and then we can look for signs of strength. And I do like my levels to be hit in my trading personally. But of course, it can bounce absolutely anywhere. There's no reason for it not to do that. But for me personally, I like to see my areas here, just like here at the high, and also, by the way, at the low. Pretty much, if you go through the videos, price bounced exactly where we wanted it to do, right? Support resistance area, as well as the target for wave B. Move towards the upside, hit the target box, move towards the downside, currently keeping an eye on the daily naked point of control and the target box down here. So yeah, the levels are generally very well respected, and there is an opportunity for a reversal at these areas if we see signs of strength, or we see some waves coming in that would give us probabilities towards the up or the downside. Quickly move up, just in case I missed anything. Legionario, welcome. Joshi, good to have you here. Stefano, welcome. Jeremy Vasquez, good to have you here. Adam, good morning from the US. Calabanas, was it? Douglas, late to the party? You're perfectly in time. Perfectly in time. We now started chatting and Q&A. Erhan Aaron, love the live sessions. Thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure. I mean, for me, if I have to compare the videos to the live sessions, I prefer the live sessions because I love engaging with you guys, answering questions, showing stuff on the chart. And I think it is because I'm a speaker guy, right? I'm a global keynote speaker, and I prefer to stand on the stage with an audience in front of me. I've been a professional gamer with a Twitch channel where I continuously engaged with chat as well. And now here we are, YouTube, live stream. You know, I like the live stream, but the videos are shorter and more condensed and concise, so it makes it easier for people to. I don't have a lot of time to attend a whole live stream. Sometimes, usually the analysis in a live stream takes longer than a normal video because I have more opportunity to explain stuff and answer questions. So the videos are commonly more condensed, more precise, like concise, to the point, 7, 8, 9, sometimes even 5, but that's rare. Usually an average of about 10 minutes, 8 minutes to 10 minutes per video. Everything is in there, timestamps in there, boom, bam, bim. Yeah? And the live streams is a bit more engagement. And I like to make the videos because it's very calm, because I do it by myself, no live stream, no live entertainment, let's say. So it's more relaxed and calm, but I love engaging. So live streams I enjoy live streams more, I suppose, than the videos, but I enjoy it both, if you know what I mean. Ash K, how you doing? Welcome. You have been a subscriber since the beginning, absolutely. And it's growing quick, eh? I mean, there's definitely many OGs. I mean, many, supposedly the first couple of hundred, like the first 1K. And it's crazy to see people still being there as well, still being active. So thanks, SK, for hanging out here for so long and supporting the channel with watching the content. Julius, what about contracting diagonal from the all-time high with the new rule? And now we are just in the process of making wave 2. Is it probable or too soon to call? Yeah, so I think I actually went over that diagonal probably yesterday as well. So what he's talking about is this one here. 1 second. This is So okay, there we go. So now, so this is the diagonal that Julius is talking about, right? And then what he's looking for is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in a diagonal, your wave 2 and 4 have to be zigzag family structures, right? So we need here a WXY or ABC, and here a WXY or ABC. WXY XZ triple zigzag is allowed, which is very rare. So then we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. Now what we can do is, first of all, normal fib from the high to the low of wave 1. We all know now, of course, that the 886 has been hit because it's the same pool as I do with the multi 1, 2, right? Then we take a trend-based fib from the high of 1, low of 1, I misclicked, to the high of 3. And that is relevant for your wave 3 here. Let me make it a little bit shorter. Now this wave 3, by the way, did take the low of, or did take the 1-to-1, so you can see as well. I have to maybe zoom in. But you can see wave 3 is longer than wave 1. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Then we have our wave 4. No fib level, really nicely respected, but let's do this. And then we have wave 5. Okay. So what we're looking for here is, this is of course a very bearish scenario as well, as in this scenario you're looking at this structure in either a bigger wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which of course would be very bearish. Let me make this red. Alternatively, your bullish would be labeling this a wave A, B, and then a wave C. Because after a wave C, you expect price to return back to the upside, no? Okay, there we go. So we have the 886 touch at wave 2, right? It's rare for a wave 2 to hit the 886. In a diagonal, it does happen more often from experience than a impulse, but it remains rare for that to happen. Now, but you know, it's not an invalidation. Then we have our wave 3 to the downside. Wave 3 is longer than wave 1. It lowers probabilities for a contracting diagonal because preferably your 3 is shorter than your wave 1, right? But based on the new rules of Elliott Wave International, which are the IP holders, right? They are the ones that basically make the rules, based of course on the history of Mr. Elliott and all his research. Nowadays, in a contracting diagonal, wave 3 is allowed to be longer than wave 1 as long as wave 5 is shorter than wave 3. Wave 3 is just a little bit longer. Wave 5, however, is shorter than wave 3 because it didn't hit the 1-to-1, which would have been your invalidation for a contracting diagonal. In this scenario, wave 4 retraced to the 05 golden pocket area, which is a common area, no problem there. It looks a bit messy, so I will remove it. So that is absolutely fine, right? And then you're going to be looking for a corrective structure to the upside. ABC potential here, right? So we have a 5 wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking for corrective structure, 3 wave move up, ABC, and then you want to see a move down. In this structure, we then have a finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and because this wave 5 here is very much a 3-wave structure in a wave A, B, C, all of the waves have to be zigzag. So a leading diagonal can be a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5-wave structure, meaning impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. However, a leading diagonal can also be a 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So all of the waves are zigzag family structures, which means that your wave 1 has to be a zigzag, 2 as well, 3 as well, 4 as well, and 5 as well. 1 second here. This means A, B, and then we need a wave C to the downside. It's mainly wave 3 that is the issue here. So yeah, wave 1 potential. I mean, somehow having an A, B, C in here, right? Wave 2 and 4 look good. It's mainly the wave 3 that is the difficult one, because of course we want a zigzag, so an A, B, and then a wave C. But if this is where your C starts, we need to count 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 in that case, right? 1 hour. I think this was my scan wick on my chart, so don't look at that one here. So we need a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you need this diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 second. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you need to end it here, so it has to be this. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yellow. Let me remove the 1-to-1 because we know it is a little bit longer. Okay, there we go. One second. Okay, there's even so this is live stuff. I'm thinking, so it takes a bit more time, right? If we look at the wave A, imagine this is your 1, then you have your 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, and then your C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks impulsive though, so this looks better. Yeah, this looks better because you want a zigzag. So this looks as a better zigzag instead of calling this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, perfect. So right, this is then your wave A. We have a wave B and then a wave C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have your wave 5. Got to say, wave 5 is incredibly big compared to your wave 1 here in this scenario. But it's not like there is a strict invalidation for that diagonal to the downside. So yes, this would be a scenario that if we do move to the upside, right, for a bigger three-wave structure ABC, it's quite likely this is going to be a scenario that is eventually going to appear on the chart because once you take this high, your bearish scenario is going to be an ABC. And then a structure that fits an ABC to the upside would indeed be a diagonal in an A or 1, ABC, and then down in a wave C or a wave 3, of course, which would be very bearish in that case. So correct. And yeah, what was the question again? I think contracting diagonal. So yeah, we spoke about this yesterday as well, shortly here. And is it probable or too soon to call? No, I think it's a very relevant scenario when you take the high there, preferably, of course, or you count this as an ABC and you move down. Let me actually check the fibs. Also, that would be very short in time. But from the high to the low, we touch the 0.5, which is a common target for a B and a 2. Time-wise, though, that's going to be very, very, very bad. Time-wise, the 0.382, we're still very, very far away from the 0.382, which generally is a minimum target. Yeah, so the high is made at the 0.1 fib time, which is incredibly short. So preferably in this scenario, you would indeed drop, right? Go up once more, finish 2 or B at around or after, preferably after, the 382, which is sitting on Sunday, the 19th of May, 6 p.m. before then moving down in a wave C or 3, taking the low. So locally, when we focus on this structure, the probabilities remain the same, of course, right? And we're looking for a bigger 3-wave structure to the upside. And then the moment the high is taken, this becomes a bearish scenario, right? So it is relevant, especially after you take the high. And the bullish scenario would be continuation to the upside. So yes, Julius, very good. Very, very good. So I'm going to actually put this in a folder here. 1 second. Okay, there we go. For now, I'll just keep that there. 1 second. Voila. Very nice. Very, very nice. Of course, things like, more people left or right say something about the diagonal, but this is now I researched it. Of course, now also we have more proof of a deeper retracement here, so potential finished impulse, which makes the diagonal starts to become more interesting. We almost hit the daily naked point of control as well, and volume is increasing on the 1 hour time frame, also on the 30-minute time frame, and also on the 15-minute time frame at the moment. So let's see what price is going to do if it hits the daily naked point of control. And there we go. There was the alarm. If it does anything really, if it loses the point of control, next area would be the 2 hour gap top. But we are moving down on increased volume at the moment. So when price is moving down or up impulsively and volume is increasing, the general advice, the general tip is to wait for a range to form, and the range will give you all the necessary information. So we actually didn't yet touch it, but yeah, very nice. Bitcoin looks weak. Yeah, well, your words are reflected in the chart at the moment. Mark, welcome, man. Good to have you here, Mark. Hamza, good to have you here. Answered this one earlier. Most of the time it visits that level in my experience with watching Koens. Cheers, Dogan. Yeah, it's it doesn't happen often that price is really changing direction without hitting one of the boxes or SR levels I have. So that's also why I like to be very patient with those. We just backtested a 4 hour order block. Need to get back above it for any bullish move. Correct. What's up, Jose? Welcome. Good to have you here. Bayubai, welcome. Ayman Attia, good to have you here. Welcome. Mr. Diamond. Christian, goedemiddag. Welkom, goed dat je erbij bent. En alle andere Nederlanders natuurlijk. Mark, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to have you here. How's the house? Because you were working in the house yesterday. North Carolina. I see. Yeah, because you moved, right? Dr. Daddy, good day. Seems like we're about to hit the daily point of control soon. Pretty much hit, I guess. Craig Mason, hello, Englishman in Sweden here. Thanks for the regular updates, helping me navigate. Always a pleasure. Englishman in Sweden. Now tell me, what was the reason to move to Sweden? It's a beautiful country, like the nature-wise, right? But I'm curious. From England to Sweden. Morning, Ollie. Good to have you here from Kansas, USA. Friendly Natics, good afternoon. Maarten, goed dat je erbij bent. Welcome. Another party at 25K. This week we will hit 11. Will we hit 11K this week? Where are we now? We are at 10,860. So 140 left. I mean, based on the usual growth, that would be this week. Yeah, another party at 25K, probably. When do you think altcoins will break away from the trend of Bitcoin? altcoins. I think for something like this to happen, you need so much more volume in the complete crypto market, especially in the alts, and because Bitcoin is leading, but also of course because it has by far the highest liquidity, most volume, most known, ETFs, all the stuff. If you want coins to break away from the impact of Bitcoin, it would be good if their volume and their liquidity and everything has to start to rival Bitcoin pretty much. It has to go up by a lot. Yeah. New York is open now, by the way. Christian, buenos dias. Good to have you here. So did you stop gaming when you got married? No. I did. So I stopped being a professional player in 2018. And if I want to play games, I'll just play games. But I prefer to, like my hobby is my work. My work is my hobby. So I actually prefer to put time in my hobby, in my work, helping people in Discord, answering comments, making new content videos, as I'm currently making some new videos for Gold as well. So yeah, I prefer doing this. But if I'm with friends, though, that is the time where I do sometimes play some games, especially with one friend. We regularly play Mario Kart on the Switch, and then other friends join as well. Do you sometimes include harmonic? No, harmonics are not part of my analysis because by the time I got in touch with harmonics, my Elliott Wave skills were, it sounds a bit egoistic, I suppose, but they were on such a high level, if you know what I mean, that learning harmonics did not necessarily benefit my analysis. It would just be another thing to keep in mind, but I do like to keep things simplistic. I think if I would start again, though, right, and I go back a couple of years, I would definitely also include harmonics in the beginning. Because a harmonic, of course, is nothing else than an Elliott Wave structure. But because I already knew Elliott Wave so well, the harmonics didn't really add a lot to what I already knew. But if I would start over, I think adding harmonics quite early will be beneficial. Because even though you don't really know maybe all of the Elliott Wave rules and structures, knowing the harmonic levels can guide you into what structure from an Elliott Wave point of view you have to look for. Good morning, Prem from Toronto. Good morning also from Gouda here in the Netherlands, of course. Flotty. How you doing? Welcome. Good to have you here. Tangerine. Good afternoon. Pleasure, Julius Caesar. Always a pleasure. Our probability is higher that it bounces or below. Oh, this is just what depends on the reaction. I mean, if we are looking for an ABC to the downside, then currently we hit the common target area for C and the extension target is down here. So both target areas have relevance from an ABC perspective. So I take a trend-based fib from the high to probably this low here because of the corrective structure WXY. Then toggle on the wave C target. So we now hit the 1-to-1, right? So this is your common target area, the 1 to the 1.236, and the 1.618 is an extension target close to the box. So this is where you, or from an Elliott Wave point of view, where you can start to look for signs of support and strength, but generally it takes a couple of hours before anything relevant really happens. As price is currently moving down on a little bit of increased volume, so the advice is always to wait for a range. No financial advice, but from an Elliott Wave point of view, that is what you're then waiting for. So over here, for example, price moving up on increased volume, wait for a range, no weakness, bullish CVD against resistance. You just move to the upside till a range forms, right? So and that is where you get more clarity on what happens next. And then when price moved up here, and we saw a volume spike, we didn't see continuation, but the 618 was hit from the low to the high, invalidating a potential impulse 3, 4, 5. Interesting short, stop loss above, looking for price to move down. And then the targets are interesting, point of control, potentially lower. So that is also the one that it's been pretty nice. Good setups here. So that's exactly what is shared in the channel here, Koen Setups, which is here I explain why a certain setup is interesting. And this was exactly that. Price moving up, hit resistance, move down, hit the 618. And then this was the one from the low. Potential low of B, price moving up, CVD divergence, stop loss below the low or the 1.618, looking for price to move up. This was at 56 and this was at 64.4. So yeah. And now we're starting to reach support, so we just wait again for some proof. Yeah. Zero, how are you doing? Bet, what's up? Good to have you here for the second time, right? As a new sub here on the channel. Bayou B, say my name. I mean, Bayou B, I suppose it is. Your wife was right again with her 3-day bias. I know. I don't know. I think she is an oracle. Because she said, what was it, 2-3 days ago, I told my wife, I think price was ranging here, and I told my wife, or chat made me ask my wife, like, is price going up or down? Because the last time she said it, and she has no experience whatsoever, right? She has no idea, but she said I would go long, and that was actually the good thing. And now a few days ago, we asked her, like, hey, price went up from 56 to 65. Currently it's ranging. What for you is the highest probability? Would you go long or short, up, down? You know? And then she said down, short. And here we are. Maybe I have to follow her signals or something. Bitcoin dominance is down. Yeah, also that going down. Touch the 61742. Yeah, maybe the point of control on, I think on Bybit should be quite similar as well. Would you want to check TRB? That would be something for the altcoin streams, though. Not for the Bitcoin stream. Hunter, there you are. Was about time. Good to have you here. Thanks for all the comments as well. Right? Cheers, Mark. 180 watching. Like button not working. I mean, if you like it, feel free to. You know. Tangerine, I recently watched an educational video about a gun where he employs time, numbers, and degree analysis of lines to identify market tops and bottom. It left me quite perplexed. Yeah, gun theory is, I would say, it's not commonly used. It's very complex, but it's very valuable. What I think is interesting about the gun theory is the degree of an impulsive structure to the upside, and that when it goes too quick, it tends to come back to the midline. I think it's like, what, 45 degrees diagonal, I think is the most important one. It's a very interesting type of analysis. Absolutely. Welcome, Errol. Good to have you here. I just know it will be great. Cheers, Tangerine. There are currently some stocks that you are very interested at the moment. No. I mean, of course, I have money in places, but it's not that at the moment I do anything with stocks, alts. You know, I just trade Bitcoin, yeah. I see you have a Discord community if you need, especially of Discord automatization. Discord automatization. What does that mean, Bet? What does it? That's interesting. I have no idea. So I would like to know more. I don't know what you mean with automatization, but always interested. Probably won't take a long time now because the group is growing so quickly. I don't actually know. We are above almost 2.5K. Hey, there he is. Look at him go. It starts to be very big, and I keep an eye on what happens in Bitcoin TA. Most of the information shared in Bitcoin TA and what people talk about is all Elliott Wave related, which is, of course, good to see. But there are, yeah, maybe I have to make a Bitcoin. Maybe I have to change this to Bitcoin Elliott Waves and then have a Bitcoin TA as an extra, so that you have a dedicated Elliott Wave channel where you don't, because sometimes there's other forms of analysis, but it doesn't happen too often. But I do, of course, listen to the community. I think there was something in general chat where somewhere. No idea what this is, but it's general chat. So talking about cars here. What was the feedback? I think recently with a thread as well. Yeah. No. Up. I forgot who wrote it. But there was feedback about maybe eventually having an admin and some threads as well. The thing is, the moment you open a thread, I don't want things to be too unorganized. I don't want things to be, left like too many channels and too many things. So it's about structure, but minimalism at the same time. Ashley the Oracle, exactly. Let's see what's happening locally here. Price finding at least a little bit of support here, moving towards the upside. There's always the potential that what we're looking for here is still a wave 2 as well, or a wave 4. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 4, 5. You don't have too much leeway here. Currently, the highest volume is in the low, though. So that is quite interesting. Definitely some action, hitting the daily naked point of control and seeing a spike towards the upside. There you go. Both up and down. What a day. Hello from Thailand. I really like your explanation. Easy to understand. Always a pleasure, Mana Munro. Always a pleasure. And welcome as well. Good to have you here from Thailand, other side of the world. 61785. Yeah, on my chart it also just missed out by a few dollars. But the area is an area of interest, and seeing a little bit of a reaction here. People chasing green candles, TRBU. Yes, met a girl that could put up with me and married her. There you go. She's Swedish. We moved to Sweden 8 years ago, although when we met, and it was a good decision. Well, it's a good reason to move. And Swedish girls, you know what's up. But very, very nice, yeah. I mean, my wife, she's from South Africa, Cape Town, and moved to first moved to England because she has an English father, so passport, could move to England. That's where she lived, and then eventually she moved over, and now she's been in the Netherlands for 5.5 years. But we're gonna move to the south of France later this year, so. You let your wife take over the channel, we'll definitely follow her calls. Yeah. Well, I bet the viewership numbers will go up. I'll put my wife in front of the webcam and let her talk about the chart. Yeah, I mean, the channel is growing relatively quick at the moment, right? It's been very impressive in the first year, but I'll bet 100K in a few months if I let her do the thing. Thank you, Obil. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here as well. Tangerine. Don't have a subtitle. I am 31 years old. Created from scratch Discord apps bots to help you manage community in a way that suits your needs and work style. AP connection. Market opening information. Interval posts. Holy moly. Well, the management of community is, of course, starting to become a topic now because things are growing so big. And everything that's happening is new to me. I have no idea. So the community is very, very behaved, which is good to see. Like I rarely ever need to do anything or remove stuff or ban or whatever. Of course, I ban scammers, but having automation is always interesting. Not really doing anything with positions or maybe market opening information. That would be a separate channel, of course. Interval post technical data on Discord. Yeah, I would need to like have some examples or have a look at some of the stuff that you talk about. So you can always just DM me in Discord. That's always a possibility. He's only 18. I'm only 18. Bienvenue en France. Bonjour. Bonjour, bonjour. I'm in L positions. Pumping to 100k? Maybe one day. One day. We're not far away though. Osmos, you live in France yourself? So my wife and I are gonna run the half marathon of Nice, and there's someone in the community that lives on the how do you call it? On the promenade of Nice where you run, and he's like, yo, you're gonna run in front of my flat. I'll be like, yo, I'll make sure to wave when I run past. Going to the area of Nice, like around Nice, Monaco area. So probably between Nice and Monaco, that area. So Nice, Beausoleil, Monaco, that area there. It's a beautiful area, and an area I visited a lot because of my parents in the past. Based on time fibs, will you hit 100k subs before or after Bitcoin hits 100k? Well, based on the current data, I mean, based on the monthly analysis, right, on the monthly chart on Bitcoin, 100k is likely to be hit before the end of 2025, let's say, to keep a big gap. But the channel, if you go to socialblade.com and look for my channel, 100, and it's actually quite accurate. Social Blade, I think it's, yeah. So as in the future projections with sub numbers and viewership numbers, it's quite accurate. Here it would say that subscriber milestone 100k would be Q2 2026. I think it like can become Q1 because generally things grow a bit quicker than Social Blade calculates, but it's a very good website and it calculates based on the data of the channel. So yeah, it's generally very accurate. Holy moly, 400. I mean, I can't even think about that number, right? Like imagine that. But at the same time, I didn't, when I started with 0 subscribers, I couldn't imagine 100 subs and then 1,000 subs and then 10k subs, you know. But you just go make videos, enjoy what you're doing, analyze the charts, fun live streams. Yeah, I'm in. So yeah, answered the question there as well. We can misbehave if you want. I mean, you're always free to misbehave. My ban and kick button is always nearby. Oh. Yeah, maybe maybe the timing would be right, where an ETF is announced and it would be the low of a wave 2 and then you move up. Would be nice timing. No problem, Bet. But it's always interesting to be in touch. I'm always open to explore opportunities. Going up. So we had a bit of a bounce at the daily naked point of control. Such a quick move though feels very wave C-ish. So for me to become bullish, I first need to see structure, right? I need to see structure. I need to see a range. This has been a high volume move down, high volume move up. It's for me not yet. Before I switch bullish, I would need to see more. Yeah. But we kind of like hit support, so we just observe. Cheers, Youssef. Always a pleasure. We're here every day, right? Except, by the way, for next week, Monday, because my wife and I are going to the Efteling. She got a gift card for her birthday, and one of the things that she could do is buy tickets for the Efteling. And if you don't know the Efteling, by the way, it's a theme park. So we are going to a theme park. It's very famous in the Netherlands. I actually think it's the most famous one in the country. Of course, you have Six Flags and what's the other one? Toverland. But arguably, the Efteling is definitely one of the big ones. So, yeah, this is where we're going next week, Monday. So I won't be live on Monday. I'll probably be able to share a morning analysis and maybe an evening video, but I can't do a live stream from the roller coaster with my phone. Yo, guys, how are you doing? Cheers, Bettina, welcome. Rumesh, welcome from Sri Lanka. Good to have you here, not far from Paris. I see, my mom grew up in Paris. She is from Paris. Antibes, go to Antibes. I know Antibes. Been there for a day when we visited the south of France last year as well. And I know the area very well because of my French mom always going on holiday to the south of France. We always stayed close to Le Mouy, which is in turn relatively close to Saint-Tropez, Saint-Maxime, and then of course you're pretty much close to anything on the French Riviera, really. You can't, I suppose, but yeah, it's an amazing part of France. I always loved it, during holidays. But now living there, we first rent and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, give him an Elliott Wave. You should do an Elliott Wave for sub count. I did that once in the past. If we go to Discord, there's a channel here, YouTube Progress. I did it for the fun and giggles a long time ago. Not there. Ooh, look, 28th of April last year. This was what was this viewership number? Yeah, this was viewership numbers when on one day, so yeah. Oh, by the way, we now have 1 million views on the channel, lifetime channel. So we hit 10k subs 2 weeks ago, but we now also have 1 million views on the channel, which is insane. You want to say hi? Come. Quick hi. You are the oracle. No, you're the oracle. I think people need mental support. Okay, the oracle is back. There you go, everyone. This is Ashley, and Ashley is my wife. So she is the one that actually had two good, I suppose, guesses, because it wasn't really probabilities of price moving up or price moving down. But yeah, now we are at 62. What do you think will happen?
I don't know.
Another one. No financial advice, by the way.
Oh my gosh, no, I know nothing about the charts, but I love hearing all the excitement that goes on. Ashley the Oracle, you guys are funny. Hello Mark, hello everybody. But yeah, I'll leave it to the experts.
Who's the expert? I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Samuel Lopez, Ashley, is Bitcoin bottom in or not?
I don't even know what that means.
Just say yes or no.
I'd say yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
You're punching above your weight. What does that say about me?
Donovan's from Cape Town.
Sahil as well.
Oh, cool. Guys.
So Ashley
we're in Cape Town
is
and
from,
we're in South Africa.
Yeah, Ashley is from Cape Town. That's my phone.
It's the
Oh,
real
you can
estate
talk.
agents.
1 second. You check.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Robert.
Hi everybody. I don't really know what to tell you about the chart. Couldn't just throw me in the deep end here, so we won't be talking about the chart just temporarily while he's on a call with our real estate agent. Because I think mostly everyone knows. I hear Kun talking about it a lot. My office is like next door and I can hear him talk all the time about us moving to France and giving everyone all the updates. So that's currently in the works. I am so curious to know where everyone who's from South Africa is from in South Africa. Why does he wear hats all the time? It's a good question. I think he's too lazy to do his hair. That's my honest opinion. But yeah, he also feels cool wearing his caps. So yeah. And up or down? I'm just gonna say down because it's just the feeling I get today. But don't really know how to assess or analyze the chart. So I'll leave it to you guys. Cape Town, Bloberg, and now KZN Durban. Oh, cool. Damn, I'm from Bloberg. I love Bloberg. I love the like chill vibes in Bloberg, the kiteboarding scene, you know, surfing scene, chill out, cocktail hour. That's my vibe. So yeah, and KZN Durban, I have a lot of family that side, so I know all about that. And thanks. Excited to move to France. Christian. Bonjour. Oh, I don't know how to speak French yet, so we'll have to practice and then come back to you. Sure, everyone talks really fast. Sorry, guys, I can't really keep up with these things. Couldn't just threw me in the deep end here. I just got off a call. When we moved to France, I'm looking for partners to get busy with flipping property. So purchasing property, fixing it up, and then reselling, and just had a really amazing call. So I wanted to tell Kun all about it, but then he was live streaming, so he was like, come say hi, and here I am. Kun needs to try a bunny chow, that's for sure. He actually does. He's slacking. Next time we're there, I'll make sure he gets one. That's for sure. Oh my gosh. Durban has better beaches though. Yeah, I actually haven't really spent much time on the beach in Durban, to be honest, because yeah, we mostly just go chill at family. I stay in Cape Town, so when we're there, we're just catching up at family's houses, and my uncle has a farm, so we go out there sometimes. But yeah, they probably are a bit better there. The ocean's also warmer, so that's nice, and Bloberg's very windy, so I can imagine. Said you were in the UK. Oh, I stayed there for just a year, and was there for and was there for just, yeah, I was there in Fulham, so in London, which is a very nice area. It's very green and lots of nice restaurants around, so it was very fun time of my life. But now I'm ready to move from the Netherlands to sunny France. Hopefully it's sunny when we go. Hey, Connie. Because I had like a full week of just rain. So, yeah. But the expert's back. Zoom a lot. Ooh, thanks. Well, for work in my previous job, we had a lot of Zoom meetings thanks to COVID. So maybe it's that. Oof, I don't actually know too much about rugby, to be honest. I just go for the good vibes. I go for the like high energy social aspect.
And we watch the finals or the big matches.
I was there in Paris when South Africa won. Ooh, is France really that sunny? Good question. But I think it's sunnier than the Netherlands. Apparently, if I'm not mistaken, I think the south has about 300 days of sunshine. So let's hope it's that. Because, I mean, here it's quite, yeah, overcast, 25-8.
It's not 300 days, at least.
Yeah, definitely not. Well, we'll keep you guys posted. We'll send you an update. But I'm going to hand you back to Kun. So good luck, guys. Bye.
Okay. Okay. And she has to update me about something cool as well.
I told everyone online about a bit, but I still didn't tell you.
Oh, okay. So everyone online already knows? I'm left out. I already have news for you, by the way. Yeah. Well, we sell the house, right? And
We sold the house?
yeah, or no, we're gonna sell the house, and they're gonna put the sign in next week. So and we need to print the energy label. Yeah, we're doing family business while being live. You know, it's like you're a fly on the wall, everyone. You're just observing what's happening here. It's rare for Ashley to appear on on live streams. She is a little bit shy at the beginning before coming in, but then once she's here, I can just leave you all alone with her and she'll take over easy. She just goes. Do you know she actually won an award as a speaker? Even I never won an award as a speaker, and I'm a professional. I'm a global keynote speaker. It's part of what I do. Holy moly! Now you've of course been chatting about all sorts of stuff, so I don't really know the messages. Well, that's all the time. Probably because I need to have a haircut now. Yeah, I can use one. Yes, please. Okay, let's go to the bottom. Let's just continue where we left off. Lord of Flies. Oh, I thought I was thought about a little joke that she is better speaker than Powell. She impacts the charts. Yeah. 2 guesses, twice right. She doesn't really know a lot about trading or Elliott Waves. I mean, sometimes she feels playful and she's like wave A, wave B, 1, 2, 3, 4, impulse to the 618, that sort of stuff. She has no idea what she talks about, but she of course hears me speaking about all these things and the terminology and all that stuff. She has no clue. Is she trading? She's not trading at all. She's in real estate. So I'm the trader guy, and of course Elliott Waves, being very complex and lots of terminology, of course, in Elliott Waves as well, which she picks up for just for fun. She has no idea what it means, but because of the quick move up half an hour ago, would you say a retracement below the 618? Would SGN wants to break the low of 61761. Well, this is, of course, a very low time frame 618. But what you're looking for is a 5-wave impulsive structure. At the moment, structure-wise, there is the potential, I suppose, this could be an impulse. So the moment you are able to count 5 waves, the 618 probabilities disappear with taking the low, right? Because you can't be that sure. You need to see a clear 3-wave structure and then keep an eye on the 618. Yeah. But at the moment, this move up might also be a 5-waver. The thing is that I like to be very patient. So I don't really like to be involved only when I get more information for longs towards the upside from this area here. And I rarely ever long at the bottom or short at the top. It's generally I wait for bounces and more information and then I go in. So where's her channel on Elliott Waves? Maybe just like a traditional technical analysis channel. She will do well. She will do well. She's a real estate trader. Well, she will get into flipping as well when she's in the south of France. So, I mean, I guess that is trading real estate in a way. My best trade ever was a long at about 17K after all the bullish CVD divergences came in. And I also had a short at about 68.5 or 69K. So those were the best ones ever. But it's been a while. I think another good one was what was the level? I think you were at 24, like 28 when we had a double 1-2 and then the second wave 2 was a good one. ABC to the downside. Bullish CVD divergences on both the 1 hour and 15 minute, and eventually we hit the 618. Probability is high to take the high. And most recent ones. I mean, arguably the most recent one was the long from here, and the short from here, which is literally these two here. Like that like the short, nice, and the long, yeah, pretty good. but these are like just nice ones. It's not like those are the biggest but I think a nice, like the best trade or nice trade does not have to be the most profitable trade. It's just when things align and you just take it, right? The probabilities are on your side. You have your plan. You execute on the plan. Your plan works out. That's what makes it pretty. And you can have that locally, and also, of course, when trading bigger moves, the profit might be bigger. But sometimes you can have a very profitable trade, but you did not follow your plan, and it was actually a bad trade that turned out well, which creates bad habits at the same time, though. So I like the trades where you actually follow your plan. Yeah. Hannah Hughes. That would be email, koenztrading@outlook.com. Link or the email is in the description as well, Hannah. So feel free to check the description. If you scroll down, I think it's all the way at the bottom. So yeah. More confluence equal more confluence. I mean, if you have confluence in an area and you can find some more things, it just adds up. The area becomes stronger. I just have my areas of interest. Daily naked point of control pretty much touched, and then we have the box here. So Ashley, exactly. She has to change. Maybe as an in-game name. A 5-waver. That would be either an impulse, a big one, a diagonal, or a double 1-2. So you want to see a wave 1, 2, a 3, 4, 5, and then a retracement. A diagonal, of course, too early to call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retracement, or multiple 1-2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you move up. In all cases, I am very patient. Could you give any roadmap? Yeah, sure, Superman. So, I mean, first of all, I recommend to check the link shared in the description. If you scroll down, and then there's a title called Elliott Wave Education. It has 3 links. The first one is, this is a theme park that we'll visit on Monday, by the way. The first one is this website here. I actually need to write website instead of the laptop emote. But Elliott Wave Detailed, as it's called in the description, is this website. Read this, learn this one, right? Get a pen and paper out and study like back at university. So a very good website in my opinion. 95% is pretty much in here. That's where I would start. Then secondly, you can also buy the book of Frost and Prechter. Link also in the description. And then lastly, I also have a gold, or the Elliott Wave course in the membership, which is gold, the gold membership. And yeah, most people that enter the Elliott Wave course follow it for 1 month. So it's pretty much 1 month being a member. And then they go down to either silver, diamond, or they quit. And it's easily doable in 1 month to go through the content and everything that I know and that I use, and it's in there. So yeah. Of course, I know you'll probably be able to find courses online of $200 and $500, but that's not me. I mean, if they're good in trading, why do they have courses of $500? I mean, of course, if there's a lot of personal time or value involved, I mean, yeah, maybe. If I would do a a mastermind where you're going to sit together with 10, 12, 8 people, of course, that takes time, and time equals. But having a course, doing 1 live stream a week every time for gold, answering questions in Discord all the time, I mean, yeah, it's $25. And everything I know is in there. Maybe some people might be, that's quality versus price. I mean, I could also make it like 200, but I don't think it's necessary. Beep. can you tell the perfect position to sell at the high, which is what we did. What's your primary on the 4-hour time frame? I don't at the moment look at the 4-hour. Only on I only look on the 1 hour or the weekly, because the 4-hour at the moment is not relevant. So the 1 hour highest probability is bullish, and then after price takes the high and we get more structures, that is when the 4-hour might become interesting again. But at the moment, everything that happened before the low at 56, 57. At the moment is not relevant to me or my counts at the moment. So either the low is in and you're looking at this move up to be a wave 1, 2, 3. So it's interesting to only look at what's happening here on the right side of 56K. And in the bearish scenarios, they just have lower probabilities. So only with regards to bearish scenarios, I cover the 4-hour, but not the bullish one, because bullish is low is in. Yeah. Are the external conflicts that you take into account in your trading decisions? Thank you, Beb. Oh, yeah. External influences? No. I don't do anything with regards to news or anything outside of what I can control with my levels and my counts. So I don't do anything with external influences. No, I have my tools and that's what I use. Okay, let me. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay, let me explain why I did this. Here we go. 1 second, because I can't share the whole conversation. Unfortunately, I removed all of his messages. So, because I blocked the guy. So, side note, and this will happen to every single one of you that I bust. There are people out there that decided to download certain content and then sell it online to you. Now, let me be very clear, which includes a strategy that I personally use in my trading. If I discover you have something that you're not supposed to have because you bought it for $10 at some B-rated shit guy instead of actually supporting the creator, which is me, then you can absolutely fuck off. And Ali Hamza is one of them. So someone he knows bought for $100 a trading strategy that I use myself, instead of literally being in diamond for a month, which is also $100, supporting the creator and just learn everything in there. So someone entered diamond, downloaded stuff and started selling it. If you are that sad to spend money on a scammer and then use stuff, I mean, come on, you don't belong here. You can absolutely fuck off. And Ali Hamza, even though he didn't buy it himself, it was a friend of him that bought it and he shared it with him. He had the audacity to write me a message on Discord in DM and ask me about the strategy. Not being in diamond, not on gold, silver, bronze, never even supported anything. And then has the audacity to ask me about something that's related to the strategy. So I noticed the moment I got the DM, I was checking my email and see if I could find his name, find the email, see if he was in diamond, yes or no. And I quickly noticed something's going on here. And I very quickly figured out, because at least he told me, but that doesn't mean he's right. So anyone there's no second chances with me. I'm very easy. The more names I gather, the more bands follow, and you're absolutely not welcome. So and secondly, this also very much has an impact still on the content that I will show, because my strategy is ever developing and I always change stuff. So there will be a moment soon where I'm going to innovate things, and I might just not share that anymore at all, where Diamond is then only focused on creating your plan, your strategy, and Elliott Waves and management of Elliott Waves, which I show, right? Elliott Wave trades and stuff and everything, but not actually on other stuff that I do. Because I really struggle with the fact that there's a bunch of fuckers out there that just want to shit on everything you do and sell it for profit, and that there's even such sad people that actually buy something. So if you're that sad, then please unsubscribe and get the fuck off. That being said, I'm happy you're here. If you're not that person, I value you for being here. Even though I know I can't control it, it pisses me off so much that I do think I will change things with regards to what I share and what I don't share in membership levels. So yeah, that is the reason why I immediately banned him from Discord, banned him in DM, banned him now on YouTube. He can still watch the content, but he will never be able to send any reply in any form of content whatsoever. There's another name that I already have, which will very quickly have the same consequence. And yeah, very nice. So I share an absolute shitload for free. And also the Elliott Wave course is $25. Compare it to, like, compare my knowledge to any other Elliott Wave analyst out there and the prices they have for courses. You know what you get because I show it in videos. If you think it's not worth it, and you buy things from $10 from some scammer dude instead of 25 and a membership, then what are you doing, man? What are you doing? That's just sad. So very easy. But hopefully the scammer is making some money on my plan. In the end, it's a compliment, I suppose. So the one that steals and then profits from my creation. I mean, hopefully, he makes a good bank from all the shits that actually pay him, which is good to see because it shows my credibility. Else he wouldn't do it. So that's nice, I suppose. That's the compliment I can take away from it. So, yeah. So, it's actually nice. He had the same name in YouTube. Easy to recognize. So yeah, that was the rang. The short little rand. Did they call it? One drop. How you doing? What's up? Maurice, welcome. Good morning. Good to have you here. Can this be a wave too low? I mean, potentially. There's, of course, a daily naked point of control, but it's too early to call. Right? This move is very sharp to the upside. Definitely has some wave C probabilities to it. But at the moment, all I would wait for myself is a range to form. Sharp move down, sharp move up. I need a range to get probabilities in my favor to look for a long position and have the stop below here. So at the moment, for me, there's nothing interesting, but we did pretty much hit the first area of support for a potential wave 2, yes. And then depending on local price action, things might change here, yeah. But for now, I'm just very, very patient with longs while I see Isaac Moussaoui. Welcome, Isaac. Thanks for becoming a member. Sorry for the rand. Do you call it a rand? Like, I forgot the. Sorry, Ash. Yeah. But cheers, Isaac. Thanks for joining Silver. And one drop. Thanks for dropping one more. I think that's your 4th or your 5th drop. It's not one drop anymore. Isaac Moussi, welcome to the Silver Squad. And send me an email It's koenztrading@outlook.com. It's in the description at the bottom. With your YouTube, Discord, Telegram username, if you have all three, or if you have at least Discord, that's important, or Telegram. And then I'll make sure to give you access to everything. Rand. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Steve. I had to double check. Yeah, we done now. We done now. What's up, Lil Wales? How you doing? Wish you health and fortune. I wish you health and fortune as well. Stay safe out there. All right. Samuel, can a B or X ever be 5 pulses to the upside? No, wave B or X is always a 3-wave structure. It can be a 5-3-5 wave structure, meaning an ABC zigzag, but it is not allowed to be a single 5-wave impulsive structure. Now, what can happen is that you have a double zigzag. So you have a normal impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a double zigzag is an A, B, C, W, X, and then another A, B, C. This can very easily mimic a potential impulse because it's a 5-3-5, correction, 5-3-5. But as you can see, there's actually one more wave in here in a double zigzag compared to, this is a 5-wave structure, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have 5 finished, but then you have another move up. So it's one more wave up compared to a normal impulse. But that is a double zigzag and a normal impulse are probably the most difficult to distinguish at times. Usually the volume plays a big role there. How would you count the wave C down right now? I'm not, so actually since the high here, we got a nice impulsive move down, but since this range, I had no interest whatsoever to count this structure. But if I would do it, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, A, B, C up. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4, potential 5. But I'm actually not too. It's not a great 5, ending on the highest amount of volume. So basically, what I'm saying, that there is still for me the potential of some sort of a flat here, because we ended locally at least on high volume. I mean, it is lower volume here, so that is something. So it can be a wave 5 low, and then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make a low there. But that means you would also, because of the overlap, have some sort of a diagonal here in your wave 5. I mean, it also at the same time looks very, very 3-wavy. So I am not confident the low is in until local new price section, fresh new information gives me other signs, I suppose. Because this can still very much be wave 4 price section, and you still get a wave 5 down. Thank you, Mark. Isn't it dangerous to pay at least a little attention to interest rate decision? No. This is very much depending on who you are as a person and your strategy. So in my case, it has never played any role. But some people like to follow news, or they like external factors. But that basically that's their preference. And I respect their choice of confluence. So they can use TA and fundamentals, or maybe they are a purely fundamental trader or purely technical trader, whatever it is. You can be successful in anything. And I would recommend the books Market Wizards. It's a series of books. And you will see that it doesn't matter what you use. You can be technical, fundamental, a mix of both, but you can be successful with anything. You don't need to use the one or the other. So I very much dislike following any news and stuff. So I'm very much technical because I love to puzzle, and that is my trading style. Yeah, since the beginning actually. An unusual indicator. I don't use any indicator except for CVD, which I always talk about in the videos as well. So this is pretty much the only thing I use, and I made a video about it as well on my YouTube channel, which you will be able to find if you go to the homepage. But I also made a one-pager about CVD. Link to the video is in here as well. The website and my template. That is the only indicator I use. All the other stuff I use is purely chart related stuff. It's no indicators. It's just I really enjoy volume as well. I enjoy volume. Yeah. I heard if you have great market insight through technical, you know all the moves even before the news is happening. I mean, I suppose it depends on which side you're on, right? If you're on the side of fundamentals and news, you will probably say that TA follows news. But if you're on the TA side, you probably say it the other way around. All I can say is that in my trading and my experience, my Elliott Wave scenarios and the probabilities are eventually followed by news. So if probabilities are higher to up or down and news happens and it goes up or down, we expected the direction, but the news can increase the volatility where it might be a bigger move than initially expected, for example. But the direction is correct, and that's what's most important, of course, is being on the good side of the wave, and then the news starts a certain wave structure that we're looking for already. But it might be bigger or more volatile or higher volume than we maybe initially expected it to be. So I do keep an eye on. So this is the only. This is not an indicator, I suppose, but the only reason I keep an eye on tradingeconomics.com and then the calendar, the news calendar, is because volatility can appear at these times. So I have no idea, and I will never have an idea because I don't want to spend energy in learning what this is. I have no idea what all of this is. Absolutely no clue. I don't know the numbers. I don't know forecasts. I have no idea who the speakers are, like in the US and all. But what I care about, and the only thing I look at, is the red time. That is the only thing I look at on this page, is the date and the time, because it can increase volatility, and that of course is interesting. So also, especially with managing trades. So yeah. Tea. We love a nice cup of tea. Okay. That being said, though, it is time for me to go and do something else as well. I still have to work on some other stuff. Run today as well with my wife, training her to run the 21Ks. So I do have to go. There are just said that you could not be explained with. No, not for me. So far, everything, even the COVID moved down. That was a beautiful wave too. So far, there's not been a structure that is not labeled. At the beginning of your channel in the Discord group, you had a link for the CVD indicator for free. But now that link is not working. There's no link. The CVD is not a trading view. It's AGGR, and you need a template. Maybe you're talking about Coinalyze, but AGGR is better than Coinalyze, so I don't use Coinalyze anymore. I used it in the past, but AGGR this is the link. This is the link, and this is the template. So everything is still completely fully there. Yeah. Should I sell, or do we expect an upwards movement? Depends on your plan and your strategy. So hope you're doing well. Thanks, Polutena. And no problem. If you're lurking, chilling, that's perfectly fine. I appreciate the support and just being here, hanging out, watching the content. No one has to write. Even if there's no one writing in chat, I will still talk about everything. Yeah, I'm a speaker. I just continue chatting anyway. So, but that being said, very nice bounce from support. See what kind of wave structures we're going to see later today as well. Time for me to do some other stuff, some other work, and then go into a run. And then tonight, another update. So maybe we have some new information to share if this move up actually finds some more strength as well. But yeah, thanks for being here. And I will see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow another live stream. Tonight another video, so it will be a normal video. And we definitely had a little bit of action during during the live stream, which is nice to see. We had a good timing. New York open, price moving down, hitting the point of control, moving up again. So let's see what it does. Probabilities are clear, right? Weekly bullish, 1 hour bullish, 15 minutes. Pretty much depends on the reaction here, but we do expect the high to be taken before any lows sooner or later. So that being said, enjoy your day, afternoon, morning, evening, night, and I will catch you at the next one. Bye-bye.